What's your passive perception, by the way? It's like 12.
Oh, 12, yeah.
Yeah, you guys just kind of like make your way back towards the Mourning Wood, and you kind of overhear conversations. As you walk through, people still kind of reeling after the little airship thing, and still kind of concerned. People are complaining that the airship dock has been blocked off for a while, and flights have been canceled.
How are we gonna travel?
I was gonna say, hey Rinto, I hear them all kind of worried about the airships, but I've been in this world for a while, and I happen to know there's other ways to travel.
Oh, okay.
They may be complaining about them because they're not quite as safe, but down below we've got trains.
Oh.
And we've got regular ships in the water, so there's other ways to get around.
Yeah, so you mostly hear people complaining about the trains because they're not really very happy to go into the forest, and at least with the airships, there's not usually much fear of like any weird things happening, like attacks or anything like that. But in the forest, you never know what could happen.
Right.
Generally, the trains are, they're sophisticated enough. They travel quickly enough where it's not really too much of a concern if there are like any beasts around the tracks. But sometimes, there are instances where things can go awry.
So I can kind of, I suppose it might be a history thing, but I can sort of figure that the trains were sort of the older technology, and we worked our way up to airships, and I'm filling Rinto in on the history of travel.
Yeah, so you just kind of, you go over like a brief thing where you're just kind of explaining that people didn't really like the uncertainty of the trains, so they had been working on developing technology to fly instead, and it took them a while, but they got there, and since the airships were the much more preferred state of travel, at least going between world trees, those were usually the more well-known way to travel. But there are a lot of settlements that are in parts of the forest down below that are maybe a little bit more harder to get to, or a little bit less desirable to go to. But they exist, and people don't really like passing through them either because they're not quite as fancy as the World Tree cities.
And I can tell you, I've worked a little bit more in the underbelly of this world, and a few of the seedier things may get transported in other ways that aren't as highfalutin as these airships.
So do you think maybe, Mel, that an underground organization might be somewhat underground, as in the trees down below? Maybe we should somewhat go for an adventure to maybe hop on a train and go see where that takes us. What were you thinking? Is Amira here? 2 butter beers, please.
Butterbeers. I haven't.
What are they?
I haven't tried that yet. But do you want the honey meat again?
Yes, please. Yes.
Sure. I'll get that for you in just a moment. Did you want any food to go with it?
I think we're probably a bit hungry. Maybe you're not as peckish with the cupcakes that you've been eating, but
that's true. Yeah, I pull another cupcake that I stole from Gerald out, and I just ate it.
Oh, did you take a visit to the Archmage?
Yes, Master Orion.
He's quite a pleasant fellow to keep company with, isn't he?
He's very courteous. He supplied us with a good fill of muffin.
Yes, pretty much any time he has guests, he's quite excited, so he always makes sure he has good treats for them on hand.
Amira, is Orion an up-and-up fellow, or is he, what's your opinion of Master Orion? What's everyone's opinion around here of Master Orion?
He's well-liked quite a lot by the community. He's usually the first person anyone goes to if they have any sort of magical issues, questions, things of that nature. Seeing as he runs the school,
yes,
and
yes.
Also has been quite masterful at keeping up the enchantments since the last Archmage passed.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So he's the one keeping the city protected.
Tell us a bit about the last Archmage. How long ago, and is there any history there that we need to be knowledgeable of?
Oh, he passed about, I'd say 5 years ago now. What do you mean history? I mean, he was also well liked. they're from the same family. The former Archmage was actually Orion's uncle, and they were quite close. He raised him since Orion's parents weren't exactly in the picture. I don't know. There's not much else to tell there. Orion was devastated when he passed.
That was about 5 years ago. Amira, while I'm sipping my lovely mead, do you know anything about Frederick and his son Reginald?
Oh, yes. Frederick comes in quite often to be consoled over that whole thing. He remarried a few years ago, and Reginald was already kind of a problem child, I suppose, at that point. He wasn't exactly happy that his mother remarried, and Frederick has always, tried to show that he cares and try to form some kind of bond with him, and he's just always been resistant and very unhappy with it, and I think he's just afraid of opening up and letting people in.
Yeah, fair enough.
Any other burning questions about other citizens? I mean, I do hear a lot. I do like the gossip as well, so...
I'm sure you'd hear it all working here.
I certainly do.
I bet. All right, Mel, so what are you thinking?
I don't have any other questions at the moment. Just kind of trying to get to know my way around and know a little bit about the people I was working with, that's all.
So, food? Tonight's special is a creamy potato stew.
I'll have one stew.
Yeah, I'll, me and the monkeys will also have a stew each.
All right, stews all around. So she goes back to the kitchen and grabs you guys your stews, and tops off your drinks. And you guys just sit and have a nice meal, making conversation. She kind of just talks about general things going on around the city, and she describes all of the places that she likes frequenting, since she knows you guys are still relatively new here.
Any place interesting coming to mind?
Well, I mean, there's always, some great shops around. Although I'm not quite sure about Quentin's Curiosities. It's a little, I don't know, that man's not quite right.
I pull out a card and I slam it down.
Okay, you pull out the Jack of Hearts. And it just projects a little group of butterflies that just kind of flutter around.
Amazing!
That was quite sudden. What was that for?
I was just showing you some cool things I got from Quentin's store. If anyone else is interested in cool things, go check out Quentin's Curiosities. I just do like a big announcement in the middle of the bar.
Sorry everybody, he's kind of new to magic. Apologies. Please sit back down and go about your meals.
Did he hire you two to advertise for him or something?
No, but I'm hoping he'll one day sponsor us.
Well, certainly if you want, some entertaining trinkets, but don't you want something more useful?
What do you have in mind?
Yeah, what's on offer?
Oh, well, I suppose really the only person that would have enchanted items would be Orion, but he doesn't exactly make those often unless they're necessary for something.
He can make
magic
saying. Items?
Sort of. It depends. He generally just gets commissioned to make the healing scrolls that they sell, around in the shops. Or like other protective scrolls if people are actually brave or dumb enough to go down into the forest. He made a magic item once, but it was a very interesting situation for that one, I guess.
What kind of magic item?
Just some sort of orb that has to power the magic enchantments, I think.
Okay.
For a while there, we were having some issues where they couldn't figure out the old magic for the enchantments, so he had to kind of figure something out and kind of make something new.
So it's like a converter of some kind that converts the old magic into the new magic.
Perhaps. I'm not sure. I don't really deal much with magic myself.
Interesting.
Before
a week ago, I had no magic around me. Now I have 2 different magics, so this is very interesting to me.
Magic is quite fun.
I hear it's all around.
Yes, this is a very magical world, you could say.
Okay, well, We'll get back to chatting amongst ourselves for a few minutes if you don't mind, Amira. Thanks for your information.
Sure. Just call me if you need anything.
Will do.
I'm slurping my soup.
And she... You're slapping it?
Slurping.
Slurping, okay.
Yep. Not slapping, like.
You would be slapping your soup.
Alright, Mel, so, I think we did a pretty good job here fixing the ruins. I think this city's pretty well safe now.
Well,
there's also this weird faction that we need to hunt down, or at least we find some information about. I don't really want to go fight their leader just yet, but I mean, we could kind of go around, gather some information while we're about.
I don't think we want to get in any battles, so we better be careful about going back into that tree, but at least we know where that is, where the entry is into that tree. We know that Reginald, which we believe is the same Reginald that is Frederick's son, he seems to be the one that was down there. I'm not really sure what happened there, but
he seemed to be
does
more of a
also know the
lackey.
Archmage.
Yeah, he
Correct.
seemed to be more of a lackey to the lady. So I think she's higher
Right.
up. So we might need to we might be able to get him back on our side. I guess her maybe not. But I guess we'll cross
Right,
that bridge when we get there.
we have a little possible leverage with the fact that we know his father and family.
That's
but
true.
yeah.
We could threaten him and say we'll kill Frederick.
I didn't say threaten him.
Oh, sorry. I just.
I said the word leverage.
I don't understand the culture here. I'm sorry. I'm so used to war. All right.
So yes, we know his family potentially, so we might be able to at least get into a discussion if need be. But we don't know who he was working with, and we don't really know exactly what their motives were yet. We don't know if we need to go back into this to this tree or if we should venture out. What do you think we should do?
I was thinking we should probably at least have the boys maybe set up some kind of base of operations somewhere. I don't know where you would like to do that, Mel, like in this city or maybe out of this city. I mean, if we get any kind of real estate here, it's going to cost money, and we're kind of lacking on that at the moment. But it would be good to have some kind of base of operations so that maybe we could become some kind of detectives even. But yeah, what were you thinking?
I agree that the costs. We don't have any way to afford any kind of real estate here. After we pay for this meal, I think we're going to be in trouble. So I think we better find somewhere else we can go. I think going down below the Tree Cities is a little bit dangerous, but it may be our only option.
Okay, I like that plan.
There are some villages down there. I've seen them in the past. And I know that they're a little bit easier to establish yourself in, and they have their own ways to defend their villages.
I like that idea way better because it's going to be a lot cheaper down there. All right, cool.
So, Rento and Mal, while you're having this discussion, two guards walk up to the bar and order a drink from Amira, and you could kind of catch a little bit of what they're talking about, and you just kind of tune in to one of the guards talking about a strange red-haired girl that was acting kind of weird before she got on a train.
Mel, did you hear that?
I heard something about the trains. We were just talking about heading down there.
Yeah, and
strange redhead girl.
Do you remember the redhead from the fight that we were in just before?
Mm-hmm. Seems like that might be related.
Yeah, I wonder if she had a dog with her. That could have been Reginald. All right. Maybe do you want to follow that lead, Mel?
You think we should talk to them?
Yeah, you can. I've learned maybe I should step back from conversation and let the red ones talk.
In my most calm, stealthy tiefling way, I'd like to sort of head up to the bar to maybe order another drink, but really my motive is to perhaps lean over and say, "Hey, I heard you mentioning this redheaded girl that there was something going on with. I may have seen this girl. Is there any more information you have? I might be able to help."
The guards kind of look over at you. One of them narrows his eyes a little bit. He's like, what do you know of her? What does she look like this? And he gives you a description of a kind of like taller-ish redhead girl. her hair kind of like reaches down to her a little past her shoulders, and she has these like striking blue eyes, and it from the look that you got in the fight, it sounds like it matches close to the girl that you saw.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I may have seen her right around the time that airship dock exploded.
Interesting, because we've been seeing her around the city a lot lately, and then all of a sudden she just decided to run off right after that explosion. She may be involved then. Are you friends with her, or did you just see her?
Most certainly not. I am not friendly with her.
Noted. So you said you saw her where? Was it just at the airship dock?
Yeah, I saw her near there, just shortly after that explosion. That's all I saw. Did you say you saw her near the trains recently?
Yeah, she looked like she was trying to get a ticket to one of the lower cities in the forest, about
Was that
a few hours away from here.
after that explosion?
No, it was just a couple minutes ago, actually.
Okay, so
Just as we
recently
were
they saw her.
Yeah, right after we were getting off our shift and heading over here, we had a little bit of a weird interaction with her. She ran into one of us and apologized before making her way over to the trains. And she kept looking around, making sure no one was following her or something. And listen, we were off shift, and we don't get paid enough to chase after weird people once we're, off the clock.
Fair enough. Sorry to bother you. I just figured I might have a little information. I guess I don't have much to offer, but yeah, I'll keep an eye out for her too and let you know if I see anything strange.
No, yeah, no worries. Thanks for the info.
You got it. Walk back over to Rento.
We
gotta get ourselves on the trains.
Okay.
So I imagine, and I don't know the area well enough, but I imagine in this city there's a train station, probably at this tree level, where we can buy tickets to wherever we need to go, and then we probably make our way down to the train somehow.
Yeah, so the way it works is there's kind of like a little elevator thing that brings people down, and it's like protected. It's kind of like encased so that things can't get in or out of it. But yeah, there's like this little elevator system that takes you down to the train platform, like in the forest, out of kind of the protective canopy of the world tree.
Okay. And do we need to go buy tickets beforehand, or we just take the elevator down and then kind of find our way down there?
Yeah, you just take the elevator, and then on the platform, then you buy tickets.
I see. Well, Rento, anything else you need to do here, or you want to head down and see what we can find out down there?
I think we're pretty good. Yeah, let's head to the elevator and see if we can get a ticket and see where, maybe we can find out where she went and head that way. Maybe we can find out more about these fire lilies.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
All right, let's do it.
All right, so yeah, you guys you finish up your meal with the rest of your crew and make your way down to the train station, and you take this
we should settle up with Amira. I believe last time I didn't pay, so probably should pay. Amira, we're gonna head out. What's the bill for today?
Oh, just see, there were how many drinks did you all have? Did you just have one apiece, or did you have multiple?
I only had one, and the meal.
Same.
Sure, so call it about 10 gold altogether.
5 each, we'll split it. I don't know if your retainers had any there, but
yeah, cool. 5 minus 5.
And then Dave speaks up, and he's like, no, don't worry, I got this. I've been saving up anyway.
Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Trying to redeem
Dave,
yourself for Lion.
Dave pays for lunch?
Yep.
Yep.
So you said you give
Dave.
one day with Mel and they're sorted out.
To Dave.
To Dave.
Yeah?
Very good.
Thank you, Dave.
Sure.
All right.
Are we ready to go now, or?
Yeah. Sorry. I just didn't want to shortchange like I did last time.